Hello everyone, I am Mrs Esther Massey. Welcome back to another session of Lesson 3 of History, the Making of a Global World. Today we will study about the end of Bretton Woods and the beginning of globalization.
End of Bretton Woods and the beginning of globalization. After the war, the world has seen years of stable and rapid growth, but it was not as good as it seemed. From the 1960s, the US began to face the weakened finances and competition issues. It was because of the rise in cost of its overseas involvement. The US dollar failed in maintaining its value in relation to gold. This finally led to the collapse of the system of fixed exchange rate and the introduction of a system of floating exchange rate. Now we will study about the change in international financial system. The international financial system also changed in the mid 1970s. Previously, the developing countries could take loans from the international institutions, but now they were forced to take loans from Western commercial banks and private lenders, as this led to the rise of debt crisis in the developing countries. Regions like Africa and Latin America were now facing problems like low income and increased poverty. From the 1970s till the 1990s, industrial world also faced the problem of unemployment. It was so because MNCs began shifting their production operation to low wage Asian countries. Now we will study about the new economic policy in China. Though China had cut itself from the world economy after its independence in 1949 due to the new economic policies in China and the collapse of the Soviet Union and Soviet-style communism in Eastern Europe, brought the countries again into the fold of the world economy. As the wage rate was low in China, it became a popular destination of various foreign MNCs. The companies started shifting their production line in China in order to cut their cost. The shifting of industries to low wage countries have increased world trade and capital flows. In the past 2 decades, countries like India, China, and Brazil have undergone rapid economic transformation. Now we will look at the G77 countries. G77 were a group of developing countries in the late 20th century to demand a new international economic order, NIEO. G77 as a reaction to the activities of Bretton Woods twins. In order to preserve economic stability and full employment in the industrial world, most of the developed countries held a conference in July 1944 at Bretton Woods in New Hampshire, USA. As a result of this conference, two institutions were established and the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank, which are sometimes called Bretton Woods twins. Now let's look at why did Group 77 countries demanded a new international economic order. As a result of these two institutions, the Western industrial nations along with Japan saw an unprecedented increase in their trade and incomes between 1950 and 1970. But most of the developing countries did not benefit from the fast growth witnessed by the Western economies. As a reaction against these disparities and against the activities of the Bretton Woods twins, that is, IMF and the World Bank, the developing countries organized themselves into a group known as G77. They demanded the establishment of a new international economic order, NIEO, by which they could achieve their aim and objectives in the economic field. The first is, by establishing the new system, they hoped to get real control over their natural resources. Second, more assistance in their development. Third, fair prices for raw materials. And fourth, better access for their manufactured goods in the market of the developed countries. Students, I hope you all have understood this much. Thanks for watching this video.